All right. It is what is today? August 25th, Monday. We had Powell and the Jackson Hole Symposium on Friday. Had a rocket ship there. That was cool. I talked about that. So coming into last week, I had a tough Monday where I lost money and then ended up trying to make it back all week. Which we did, and then some. So this week coming in, just wanted to take it a little safer. I was trying to play breakouts over, flat tops, breaking out, or things that, breakouts, or that things that were going to be over kind of yesterday or Friday's highs. And so I had a number of names, probably like 5 that I was watching, and a number of them broke out actually, so I couldn't get all of them. And I didn't catch the whole move on a lot of the things, but I basically was watching Pinduoduo because I was watching Baba, because Baba has earnings on Wednesday or something, and Pinduoduo had them on today. And so PDD had earnings. It ripped up to 10% pre-market, came all the way back down to negative. And so I was just like, that's really interesting. Like, let me watch that. So I watched that on Open plus Baba because I was going to get some Baba calls to have like January contracts. I've been playing a lot farther out contracts. So like 4 months out, minimum like 1 month out. But honestly, that's kind of close for me, especially if I'm swinging it. I think it's just too much volatility for me right now. I have some CoreWeave 1 month, less than 1 month now, calls, and I'm underwater on them a bit, hoping it can turn around, but it's in like a bearish trend right now under the EMAs, so it wasn't a great time to get them. We'll see how it plays out. It's like, I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, so PDD, dipped down and then had like a couple, green candles to open. And just knowing they had good earnings and it popped 10%, I was like, let me try and play some there. So we took some calls. Again, we took January calls and ended up making like 10%, or that would have been like, honestly, probably like 5 or 7%. It would have been 10%. But when I went to sell the contract, I accidentally bought another one. And so I bought it at a higher price and then sold it really quick, like right below that. So on one contract, I made a good bit. On the other contract, I lost a bit. And so ended up, making a little bit less. But it was a green trade, so that was solid. And also pre-market, there was a company that I know in China who does chip manufacturing and stuff. They ripped 20% on Friday, and a lot of the move happened like Thursday overnight. And so when this thing opened up Monday morning, I was watching it, and it had like kind of made a pretty good move like pre-market. So I tried buying a bunch of shares to just play the, pre-market run up, and it ended up going up a little bit. I only got filled on a couple shares because it wasn't super liquid, or not a lot of volume. So I ended up making a little bit of money there, and I sold before market open on that. And I was looking to do some calls if it could regain that high, but it never did. And then there was a couple other setups things that broke out were like Rocket Labs, and something else that I missed. But anyways, SoFi broke out, and I saw it maybe 10 minutes after the breakout, so I was a little bit late to the party, but I ended up taking, and after that first win, like I didn't want to just go heavy and be wrong and lose that money back, so I only took like one contract, and I think I did like a 2 weeks out or something, so literally just like a small scalp on it, and it ended up, I think I made like, I don't know, 15% on that one, but it definitely continued to run, and I definitely should have had a way bigger position. Like, the setup was there. It broke out over the level I was looking for. Like, I just, confidence, I guess, or fear of, like, losing the money that I just made. all that type of stuff. But all in all, it was like good execution and very low stress trade, and made some money on it. And then, so those were the three things that I played today. And then I really wanted to chase SoFi, as it continued to go up. I was looking for like a retracement. I was going to add more if it could retrace. It never did on the 5 minute. And then Rocket Labs, that thing was gone by the time there was a number of things that were like looking super toppy and could break out. I didn't spend a lot of time today looking for new setups, but I don't know that I will trade tomorrow because I have a meeting in the morning, and then I'm also in those CoreWeave calls. And that's kind of high risk right now. So I don't know that I want to take any more risk right now until I kind of see how that plays out a bit. And the other thing is on Wednesday, we have NVIDIA earnings. So I am expecting that to be somewhat correlated to the CoreWeave situation that I have going on, just given that they're tied at the hip. So we'll see how things play out. And then obviously just with NVIDIA's earnings and stuff, I feel like we'll get a pretty good move on Thursday. I feel like price action will be pretty good. We might see some things gap up, gap down, who knows, but hopefully we get a move during New York session open, and I can take some trades then. Otherwise, trying to just keep it chill this week, only take select trades, high confidence, A+ setups. Now that I know what I'm looking for and playing better options or safer options easier for me, I feel like I should be able to have a little bit more success. We will see on that. There were a couple setups where I had, it looked like it was gonna break out, but it was like I needed it to get over a certain level. And part of me is like, I should just, if it's gonna go there anyway, I should just add early before the level. And I ended up not doing that, not adding those positions. And it was good because it never made it up to that breakout level and ended up reversing and going all the way back down. So those were good no takes, which are definitely as good as taking a good trade. So avoided a couple things today. Obviously, the biggest thing I could have done better was one, not accidentally buying that second contract and, having it take away some gains from my first contract. And then two would have been, just doing at least a bit normal size if I was going to, or at least slightly de-risk size on the SoFi trade rather than baby risk. But anyways, we'll get more dialed on not changing up things, even if, but that's what I got for today. So see what happens the rest of this week.